alone cannot satisfy a person, and through pleasure we are seeking lasting happiness, but lasting happiness is not there in the very mechanism of gaining that pleasure. It comes through contact of the object, and the contact doesn't last long, and when it loses, the pleasure also goes away. So kama and krodha are associated. Therefore, in third chapter we saw both Bhagavan says is the cause of our papa. So kama, when it is not fulfilled, when it is obstructed, then that energy gets converted into krodha. It's like the water which is flowing in the river. If you put a dam, the same water develops great krodha. It wants to destroy that dam. If no opening is left in the dam, then the dam has got it because it is a flow. You cannot stop the flow like that. So kama is a flow, and whenever it is obstructed, it converts into krodha. But when it is fulfilled, it gets converted into lobha. I want more. And even when it is fulfilled, we compare with others. I have told this before also. And then we feel proud if we have more than others, and we feel jealous if we get less than others. So comparison gives rise to pride and jealousy. Fulfillment gives rise to greed, and also delusion that whatever I do, everything, I am the master and all. So mada, or arrogance or vanity and all comes, and the person gets totally deluded by this. But this yati, who has seen and experienced the self, has become free of kama krodha. Kama krodha viyuktana has become free. They have dropped. No struggle to drop them. They have dropped. This kama and krodha cannot be dropped with effort only. You put forth effort, again they will come. So they can be eliminated only by right understanding. So unnecessary struggling with this kama and krodha is not proper. Many times we try to torture ourselves by preventing ourselves from experiencing the pleasures of this world, suppressing our desires and and going for some anger management and all. Those anger management and suppressing desires are temporary upaya. Then you will get angry with that anger manager only. It can be eliminated only through right wisdom. So kama krodha viyuktanam yatinam. This yatis, this one who has gained the proper knowledge and freedom from all attachment. Yata chetasam, who has total control over his senses and the mind. And the main thing is viditatmanam, who has recognized the self, who has seen the self. See, just as we see this book, just as we see with our eyes, similarly we see and understand things with our mind. So these are medium with which we recognize and see things. But to recognize the self, all these mediums are not required. But these mediums keep on disturbing us. So through right knowledge and all these mediums become free from all disturbance. And in that state of total silence of all this disturbing medium, one comes to recognize oneself by oneself. It's like that water, when it is flowing, we can't see our face clearly. But when the water becomes absolutely still, we can see our face. And once we see our face, we become convinced that I have a face. Then even when I don't look at the water, I have the realization that I have a face. Similarly, in that stillness of the mind, which has come as a result of knowledge, one comes to recognize oneself. And once one has recognized oneself, is free. Viditatmanam, such a self-realized master, has attained Brahma Nirvana, moksha, identification or oneness with Brahma. Abhitaha, for him that Moksha is now while the body is there and even when the body falls off. It's called Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti. Both, is free while the body is alive, and when the body falls off also is free only. It doesn't matter. So this is the grand state, grand vision which is shown here, which the final state or the final step to attain this is Dhyana Yoga. Dhyana Yoga is considered as the Antaranga Sadhana, inner what you call sadhana. We have various sadhanas, many of them are outer, and then we reach the knowledge, Shravan, Manan, Shravan, listening, Manan, reflecting, contemplating, and then we come to Dhyana Yoga, Nididhyasana, which is the innermost. If we are doing meditation, or if we are following the path of meditation before only, we might be meditating on something else, or we might be just concentrating on something. Concentration alone is not meditation. It is concentration. Like we keep on looking, staring at someone, it's called concentration. Or it can be called staring also. But if we, instead of staring at other person, we stare at ourselves, whether we stare at our breathing, or we create some picture in our mind and keep on staring at it or keep on looking at it, that's called concentration. Concentration is helpful. Concentration itself is not meditation. We also do japa, constantly chant some name. Ram, Ram, or Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. That also is concentration. That itself is not meditation. It's called japa. So it helps to concentrate our mind on one point. Concentrate the thoughts on one point. But concentrating the thought at one point doesn't give knowledge. It just makes the mind more peaceful, more quiet. Knowledge is a different game altogether. So, knowledge is gained by the Shravan and Manan. Listening to the scriptures, listening from someone about myself, who am I, and then contemplating and understanding my own nature in such a way that all my false concept and false notions, they drop off. If after understanding, if the false notion is still there, that my understanding is not complete. False notion drops off. Like I had given example yesterday of that manhole. I am walking and then suddenly I notice that manhole and I understand there is a manhole and I continue walking, I will fall into it. This understanding when happens, I just stop in my track or I change my direction. Similarly, when I understand that I am not this body, I am not the mind, then when understanding happens, that notion drops. It is not something which we have to put for the effort to throw away and everyday chant that I am not the body or something. Chanting regularly will not help. It will be just repetition of one mantra. I am not the body, I am not the body. One may go mad also by saying this regularly. Because there's just a repetition of some particular thought which we might not have understood. So what is not understood, repeating it will not, there is no guarantee that we will understand it. Like E is equal to mc square. Albert Einstein understood it. He told, so every day you chant E is equal to mc square, E is equal to mc square, E is equal to mc square. You chant it 10,000 times or million times, understanding of that will not happen, guaranteed. But mind will become focused. That is also guaranteed. Every time you chant E is equal, you will feel great bliss. E is equal to mc square. You will feel nice and soft and everything. That is there. Because concentration makes the mind calm, peaceful, and one experiences great joy and great peace. But knowledge It doesn't take place. Knowledge takes place through Shravan and Chintanam. We have to contemplate rational thinking based on the scriptural guidance. Because intellect understands logic. It doesn't understand repetition. Repetition is understood by the mind. Achha, roz karna chahiye, haan, very good. But intellect understands logic. If it is clear to the intellect, it accepts it. It drops all false concept instantly. That is the beauty. In the good old days, there used to be Shastrartha. Shankaracharya ji used to meet other great scholars and discuss with them. And they had one concept, and Shankaracharya ji used to present his. And they used to understand what they are missing or where they went wrong, and they used to just drop it and accept him as their master. There was no attachment to my opinion and all those things. No fanatic attachment. If I am wrong, I am wrong. If I am right, I am right. It's not something personal. If 2 plus 2 is 4, if I am saying it or you are saying it, it is a truth. So this knowledge is very important. And after gaining that knowledge through Shravan and Mananam, one has to then, even after gaining knowledge, the wrong notion drops. But out of habit, we might continue to accept ourselves as a limited being. In order to drop that habit, we have to then meditate to gain the final state of realization. That technique of meditation, briefly Bhagavan mentions in the following verses, and he will elaborately discuss it in the 6th chapter. So let us chant the 27th verse. Sparshan kritva bahir bahyan Chakshushchaivantare bhruvoh Pranapanau samau kritva Nasabhyantarcharinau Sparshan kritva bahir bahyan Chakshushchaivantare bhruvoh Pranapanau samau kritva Nasabhyantarcharinau. This one half, the sentence is completed in the next verse. Bhagavan says, Sparshan kritva bahir bahyan. Keeping the sparsha, all the touch. Here touch means all the 5 objects. 5 objects of perception are called sparsha because they are touched by our senses, like sound, taste, touch and all. Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, they are called sparsha here because they are touched by our senses. Only when they are touched by the senses we experience them. So Bhagavan says the first step is you keep those sense objects outside only. Sparshan kritva bahihi bahyan. The outer sense object, keep them out. First we'll see the literal meaning. Then he says, Chakshuhu cha eva antare bhruvoho. And your eyes, focus them on your, in between your eyebrows. Chakshuhu cha eva antare bhruvoho. In the center of your eyebrows. Then prana pano samau kritva. Then prana and apan. Which is prana and apan? Nasa bhantara charino. The expression of this prana and apan as our breathing. Breathing in is called prana, breathing out is called apana. So this prana and apana has to be made samaha. Sama means harmonious, same. Literally it means same. Make the incoming and outgoing breath same. Prana pano samau krutva nasa bhantara charino, which